Start with Dean Legge and followed by Mark Weiser.
Lad, I want to ask two questions. First of all, what was like with your first college experience up in Charlotte? And secondly, with what sounds like a bit of a rotation this week at quarterback, what's the difference catching the ball from Carson and JT?
It was a great experience. Finally getting out there with full capacity with all the fans, the atmosphere was great. So just going out there and be able to compete with my teammates, there's nothing like it. And Carson and JT both prepare well. They're both great quarterbacks, so they're out there competing their tails off every day like it's a regular week. So,
Lad, kind of following up on that. Is there some uncertainty with you and the receivers about who's going to be throwing you the ball with the starting offense on Saturday?
I don't think so. JT and Carson both take reps every week and every day. So, we're confident in both of them. They both have good balls, good arm strength. So, we're confident in either way that goes.
Okay, let's go to Seth Emerson, followed by Anthony Dasher.
Lad, what was it like playing as much as you did in the opener after not playing at all last year? It had to be, in the long view, kind of unexpected. Obviously, so many injuries. Probably didn't expect back in the spring you'd be playing that much.
It was, like I said, it was an awesome experience, just kind of getting out there for the first time and kind of really feeling everything that comes along with actually playing for the University of Georgia and being out there with my teammates. So it was a great feeling.
Hey, Lad, good to see you. I kind of want to go back to your recruitment just a little bit. I know Georgia did maybe not have jumped on you immediately, didn't have but a handful of offers, but when they did, what was that like for you, and just kind of how that kind of changed your whole thinking when that went down?
It definitely changed my thinking. Kind of just having a school like the University of Georgia really reaching out to me and giving me an opportunity to come. It was really humbling. So it was a great experience, great opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
Okay, let's go to David Pascal, followed by Mike Griffith.
I had a couple of questions. First, a quick one. How much did you weigh coming out of North Murray, and how much have you had to put on? You've obviously bulked up since your North Murray days.
End of my senior year, I was maybe $165 soaking wet. So, I've always kind of struggled gaining weight, but when I got here, our strength staff and our nutritionists, they're great. So, they put the weight on me really good. It was good weight. So.
And is 185 accurate for you now, pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay. Kirby said earlier this year that one of the things he admired most about you is with scout team last year and this spring, you've taken a lot of hard hits in practice and you keep going. What obviously you walk into Georgia and it's not like North Murray anymore. You've got elite defensive athletes. Do you remember kind of the first time you really got lit up and what that experience was like and who did it?
I don't know if I can really say a particular one off the get-go where it happened. Our practices are physical every day. So, even when we're not full contact, we're getting after it every day with going against the ones on scout team last year. That improved me so much. So going against them, they're competitive, their physicality every day, it really did help me out. But I don't know if I can say a specific time, but there's been a couple, that's for sure.
Lad, there was a throw in that Clemson game that you went up for. It looked like JT layered it between a couple of defenders. Can you take me back on that play and how close were you to coming down with that throw?
It was just something that I can work on, getting off the ball and just not really getting rerouted and stemming back. So, there was just kind of little things to it that, we've worked on this week and we've fixed, so make sure that won't happen again.
Would you call that a catchable ball?
Yes, sir. If it hits your hands as a receiver, you got to come down with it. So, technically to me, yes, sir, I feel like I should have came down with that one. So.
Okay, let's go to Chip Towers, followed by Jake Rowe.
Yeah, Lad, I know the region of the state that you come from. It's can you just tell me a little bit, I guess Region 6 up there next to the state line is not exactly known for their football, but can you just talk about what life was like out there, kind of what you did for fun up there so close to the mountains, and, how far it is from from Chatsworth all the way over here to Georgia when you have to go back and forth.
It's about a 2.5 hour drive. It's not too bad, but I mean, it's that area. I mean, we really are kind of under recruited there, but I mean, there's a bunch of really good football players in that area. Just hard nosed, get after it, kind of blue collar mentality. So I mean, and y'all are seeing it now. There's more and more athletes coming out of that area. So I mean, I love Chatsworth. It's a small town. I mean, everybody knows everybody. I mean, even when North Murray played Murray County, there was probably everybody in the county watching that game. So I mean, it's a great atmosphere there. So it really is awesome.
Jake, you there?
Yeah, sorry, I got into a twilight zone. We're trying to unmute there. Lad, when you were growing up, I mean, I don't know how big of a football fan you were, but what did you know about Georgia? And was it kind of a situation where that was the offer you always wanted, or I know it's not a given growing up where you grew up that you would have grown up a Georgia fan?
Well, really, it's kind of a funny story. I grew up, every bit of my friends, everybody around me was Georgia fans, except for my family. We kind of grew up Tennessee fans. That's just not how my grandfather was, how my dad was raised, kind of grew up Tennessee fans. So I grew up with Georgia fans harassing me all the time, trying to convince me to change over. But I mean, once they offered me and I got up here, there was no denying that this was a place I needed to be.
All right, let's go to Brandon Sudds, followed by Connor Riley.
Hey, Vlad, so Kirby told us yesterday that Carson is kind of slotted into that backup quarterback role. I mean, for those of us who've only seen him in the spring game, don't really know too much about Carson as a player. Can you tell us kind of how he's different in his game and what type of things that he brings to the quarterback position?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all our quarterbacks they were all recruited here for a reason. They all came here for a reason. I mean, they all studied the game, have elite arm talent, make the right decisions. So, I mean, it doesn't matter which quarterback, Stetson, Brock, JT, Carson, they all prepare like they're going to play the next week. So, I mean, we're all confident in every one of them. And I know the coaches will make the right decision and whatever happens, and they'll be ready.
Hey, lad, sort of following up there, what makes Carson unique and sort of different from the rest of the quarterbacks in the room? Obviously, they all have very good traits, but what makes him, different from everyone else there?
I mean, like I just said, they're all hard work and they all get after it. And just the way that they all prepare themselves for the game, for the upcoming week. It doesn't matter if they're on scout team. I mean, you saw it last year with JT. In the beginning of the year, he was scout team. Then he ended up starting. So, I mean, they all prepare like they're ready to play for the next week. And, I mean, they're just that's really all I can say is they're getting after it and they're preparing.
Okay, we got time for one more question, and we'll go to Palmer Tomes.
Yeah, along those same lines, like what words would you use to describe Carson's playing style?
I mean, he's smart. He's going to get you in the right play, going to make the right decisions. He's got a really good arm strength. I mean, he's really worked on his athletic ability, sneaky athletic. So, I mean, he's just a great overall quarterback, and I have confidence in all of them.
All right, lad. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.